Xi's internal speech leaked, revealing important economic and diplomatic information. Hundreds of staff unpaid for 8 months, Shandong hospital director announces hunger strike to alleviate guilt. Why are foreigners who have endured 3 years of zero COVID now leaving? Survey: tense bilateral relations worry U.S. firms in China. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Xi's internal speech leaked, revealing important economic and diplomatic information. In a revealing turn of events, a leaked speech has thrust Xi Jinping's private frustrations and fears into the global spotlight, offering a deeper look into the inner turmoil rocking the core of the Chinese Communist Party. Amid concerns that China's economy is on thin ice, the CCP's third plenary session, intended to guide economic policy, has yet to occur. On January 31st, the CCP's Politburo had its first official meeting of the year. But instead of planning the third plenary session, they spent their time going over a report on how well Xi Jinping thought has been taught and how to keep up the momentum, completely skipping over any talk of scheduling the plenary session. Experts are pretty much in agreement that the CCP's odd behavior is due to Xi Jinping being at a loss on how to fix the economy, leading him to opt for sidestepping the third plenary session altogether. Adding to the conversation, on January 31st, Cheng Xiang, a seasoned journalist, wrote an article for Radio Free Asia. He dove into a leaked speech by Xi Jinping that touches on touchy subjects. The speech is reportedly leaked from a special Democratic Life meeting conducted by the CCP Central Politburo on December 22, 2023, during which Xi Jinping remarked that the third plenary session, which was expected to take place, did not occur. He said, "The global situation is murky, Russia's military isn't as mighty as we thought, having a tough time with Ukraine, stuck in a mire, which means we can't move forward with our strategy. The elections in Taiwan and the US represent a chance for us. Had Russia won, we could have seized the moment to take Taiwan." Cheng Xiang's takeaway was that Xi Jinping pointed to both domestic and international challenges as the reasons for not calling the third plenary session, essentially saying it's temporarily impossible for the CCP to make any big political announcements to the whole party and the nation, so they're left with no choice but to patch things up and keep things stable. In his address, Xi Jinping also conceded that the military is a letdown, riddled with severe corruption and significant security leaks. Xi expressed significant frustration with the Politburo's top brass, accusing them of either withholding information, slacking off, or engaging in corruption. He claimed the team he put together is loyal to him, arguing, "Consolidating power was crucial for achieving big things. My centralization of power was about delegating authority to you while also saddling you with responsibilities, all to fulfill our grand mission together, to make the Chinese dream a reality. Today, we've completely taken back Hong Kong. Taiwan's back too, putting an end to the regrets of 1949. Yet, many of you are still falling short." Xi went on to lambaste the Politburo members as completely deteriorated, posing a disbandment threat to the CCP Central Committee. Cheng Xiang interpreted Xi's reference to disbandment as an indication of the crisis's gravity. Xi lavished praise on Mao Zedong, the Cultural Revolution, and the personal cult around Mao. He concluded by stating this Democratic Life meeting is meant for self-correction, targeting the leadership for a thorough self-examination. Everyone must engage in self-scrutiny and self-critique. Beyond oral reflection, written self-reviews were also mandated, with Xi insisting, everyone must meet the standard. Cheng Xiang explained that the CCP's Democratic Life meeting serves as an intra-party conflict mechanism where those in control deploy criticism and self-criticism to discipline dissenters, ensuring compliance with the ruling faction's dictates. This meeting, held in late December last year, came at a time when Xi faced challenges both domestically and internationally. This internal discourse signals a grim outlook for China's trajectory in the upcoming years, a continued shift leftward domestically and an ongoing stance against America internationally, likely casting a shadow over China's economic prospects. Analyst Jiang Sench also dissected the delay of the third plenary session in a live discussion. He pointed out that the CCP Central Committee's plenary session typically covers three key topics: evaluating the political bureau's recent performance, assessing the present domestic and international landscape, and charting the party's future direction. She is reluctant to address any of these issues. Historically, the CCP has only ever revived its economy by decentralizing power, streamlining governance, and empowering the populace to drive economic growth, which invariably yields quick results. However, decentralizing power would destabilize Xi's regime, a risk he's unwilling to take, leading to an inevitable decline in China's economic health. Given these circumstances, it's understandable why she would hesitate to call a Central Committee plenary session to ponder China's future. Jiang Sench noted that as the General Secretary of the Central Committee, she has the final say on convening the plenary session, likely explaining the protracted delay of the third plenary session. Hundreds of staff unpaid for 8 months, Shandong Hospital director announces hunger strike to alleviate guilt. In a widely circulated online video, Zhou Hongxing, the director of Shandong's Southwest Hospital, made a significant announcement on Wednesday, January 31st. He declared that he would embark on a hunger strike as a means to assuage his guilt over the unpaid salaries of hospital employees. On that same day, the hospital staff confirmed the authenticity of the video and revealed that numerous employees had not received their wages for a period exceeding 6 months, leading some of them to resign. In the video, a group of individuals gathered together while holding banners bearing messages such as "Please provide an opportunity for 400 employees" and "Please grant Southwest Hospital a chance for restructuring." In detail, on January 31st, according to a video circulated online, a man dressed in a suit and tie, who identified himself as Zhou Hongxing, director of Shandong Southwest Hospital, held a microphone and expressed, "Our hospital boasts a workforce of over 700 individuals, and at present, 601 of them are grappling with unpaid salaries, totaling an amount exceeding 45 million yuan, about $6.34 million, encompassing both wages and social security contributions. Our hospital currently teeters on the brink of operational difficulties. It's not because we are unwilling to admit patients, but due to the nearly depleted medical supplies. Even if we admit patients, we are unable to provide them with adequate treatment. The entire staff has endured 8 months without receiving their salaries. Starting today, I have no choice but to commence a hunger strike to alleviate my own feelings of guilt towards these employees who have been deprived of their rightful wages." In response, the group of medical personnel positioned opposite the director raised their voices in unison, chanting, "Please offer an opportunity to 400 employees and please allow Southwest Hospital a chance for reorganization." An employee from the publicity department of Southwest Shandong Hospital told Dewan News that the content of the circulated video is indeed accurate, with unpaid salaries extending for a duration exceeding 6 months. Some employees have already left their positions, while the hospital currently retains more than 400 employees. The spokesperson mentioned, ordinary employees are owed over 20,000 yuan, about $2,817. Later in the afternoon on the same day, the office staff of Yanggu County Health and Health Bureau responded by indicating that Southwest Hospital operates as a private institution. The issue of unpaid salaries is intertwined with the company's financial challenges, constituting an internal matter. Relevant departments are actively engaged in coordinating and managing the situation. This topic has ignited discussions among internet users, with many criticizing the hospital director's actions as playing tricks. They asked, will one person going on a hunger strike prevent over 600 employees and their families from going hungry? What's the point of this show? Some have urged the director to take concrete steps to address the issue, and there have been suggestions like start by donating your own salary. A responsible director wouldn't accept kickbacks from pharmaceutical representatives, but if that happened, now would be the ideal time to rectify it. Some believed that a hunger strike wasn't necessary, and the director should simply resign. There were also suggestions that the hospital should undergo a standard bankruptcy process, as private hospitals shouldn't receive special treatment. In response, someone pointed out, the bankruptcy process is facing obstacles. Several netizens highlighted the changing landscape in healthcare, with people avoiding seeking medical care for minor ailments, self-diagnosing, and even resorting to self-treatment. This has posed increasing challenges for hospitals in sustaining their operations. Why are foreigners who have endured 3 years of zero COVID now leaving? In recent efforts to revitalize its global connections, the Chinese government has sought to attract foreign individuals and businesses back to its shores after the extreme zero-COVID policy era. However, these efforts face challenges as narratives from expatriates reveal a shift towards a less welcoming atmosphere, prompting more and more people to choose to leave China. Sophie Redding, a British physical education teacher, experienced a palpable change in societal attitudes in Wuhan, her once called home. Instances where taxi drivers refused her rides and she was asked to wait for the next elevator underscored her feelings of alienation, culminating in her decision to return to the UK. Similarly, James Campion, a British translator, left China due to difficulties in socializing and sensing a broader reluctance among locals to engage with foreigners, possibly reflecting heightened geopolitical sensitivity. The residual impact of the extreme zero-COVID policy has also played a significant role in shaping these experiences. Extended lockdowns in major cities like Shanghai have left deep impressions on the international community, influencing decisions to leave amidst concerns over potential future restrictions and the desire not to be separated from family. Experts attribute this growing unease to the Chinese Communist Party's approach towards foreigners, which is perceived as being rooted in suspicion and indoctrination propaganda. According to Li Yuanhua, a historian, and Lai Jianping, a former Beijing lawyer, the CCP's narrative paints foreigners as threats to national security, leading to a broader societal hesitancy towards international interactions. This stance is further exacerbated by the implementation of laws targeting foreigners under the guise of national security, reflecting a broader strategy to foster a siege mentality among the population against perceived external threats. Despite recent attempts to ease entry into China through visa-free policies for several European countries, experts argue that the real barrier to attracting foreigners is not visa-related but stems from the long-term impacts of the pandemic and the CCP's governance style. The situation is exacerbated by the comprehensive economic downturn under the Communist Party's rule. It's too late for foreign capital to withdraw its investment, let alone for it to continue investing and doing business in China. Furthermore, the wolf warrior diplomacy has unveiled the true nature of the Chinese Communist Party as an untrustworthy totalitarian political entity. Survey: Tense bilateral relations worry U.S. firms in China. According to the latest annual business climate report by the American Chamber of Commerce in China, fragile diplomatic ties between China and the United States remain the most pressing concern for U.S. firms in China and Hong Kong, but many continue to report higher profitability. While anxieties over the U.S.-China relationship have increased since 2021, rising tensions between the two countries emerged as a key concern for the third consecutive year in the American Chamber's AmCham latest survey. There is growing concern about inconsistent laws and regulations, increasing labor costs, data security concerns, and growing competition from private Chinese firms. According to the AmCham report, except for 2023, when COVID-19 restrictions emerged as a significant issue, these challenges have regularly been among the top 2 or 3 concerns for members. Sean Stein, chair of AmCham China, said, despite the expansion in bilateral trade in recent years, mistrust between the United States and China remains high, and relations are strained. Nearly all of the AmCham members who were surveyed viewed the uncertainty in the U.S.-China economic relationship as the biggest sentiment buster. AmCham stated that it noticed particularly strong concerns about faltering bilateral economic ties in the technology and research and development sectors. AmCham stated, respondents in the tech and R&D sectors note significant challenges with cybersecurity law issues, noting that issues with particular data localization requirements continue to have a harmful influence on all industries. AmCham stated in the survey report, the tech and R&D sectors are confronting a considerable negative impact due to regulations concerning the protection of critical information infrastructure and important data. While last year only 25% reported a somewhat negative impact from these laws, this year the percentage has climbed to 49%, that nearly doubled. An unwelcome feeling. AmCham members highlighted that market access was a significant worry, with 1/3 of those surveyed complaining that they were treated unjustly compared to domestic rivals. AmCham stated in the survey report, among the surveyed companies, 39% indicate that they feel less welcome in China compared with a year ago. Regulatory enforcement has emerged as another significant challenge, leading to licensing difficulties in public procurement and government financial assistance or subsidies. There's also political pressure, consistent with the previous year's findings, with 72% of respondents reporting feeling pressured to make remarks or refrain from commenting on politically sensitive topics. AmCham stated, this trend indicates a continued presence of political pressure in the foreign business community. It continued, a majority, 57%, of companies lack confidence that China will further open its markets to foreign firms. Most U.S. businesses in China are compelled to rely on management formed mainly by local mainland Chinese, with more than 3/4 of companies employing less than 25% foreign management. AmCham members cite the unwillingness to relocate to China as the most significant impediment to hiring and retaining international expertise. Like in the previous 5 years, AmCham voiced the impact of increasing labor costs on firm profit margins as one of the top concerns, with close to 80% of its members believing that wage costs will rise in 2024. Overall negative investment sentiment. According to the survey, businesses have begun to lose confidence in China and aren't eager to commit to more investments because of the growing challenges in doing business there. These sentiments reflect an almost global trend. The German Chamber of Commerce in China stated in January that an increasing number of German companies are exiting the Chinese market or considering an exit in 2024. In December 2023, the British Chamber of Commerce in China conducted a similar attitude survey, which revealed that UK businesses were also delaying new investments in China. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. If you find the information helpful, please share this video with a friend to watch together. This will be a great source of motivation for our team to produce more and more quality and reliable videos. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths. Thank you for tuning in.